Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you can install OpenSSH server on your Ubuntu operating system in order to enable SSH on your Ubuntu operating system. But first of all, what is SSH? So SSH or Secure Shell is a protocol which is used to securely log into the remote operating system. It is the most common way to access the remote Linux or Unix like server, for example. Okay, so first of all, we will just check whether SSH is installed on our system, and then if it's not installed, then we will see how to install it. So first of all, just give this command SSH to check whether SSH client is installed. So SSH and then press enter, and if it gives this kind of response, that means SSH client is installed on your system. Now you will be able to connect to a different remote operating system, for example some server in some cloud, by using this SSH command. So you can just write SSH and then the username of that remote server and then @ IP address of that server, and if it supports any special port, then you can write -p and the port number, something like this, right? Some port number. Okay, so this is to verify whether SSH client is installed. Now let's see how to verify if SSH server is installed on your system, which is OpenSSH server. So once again, give SSH and then localhost. Okay, that means you are trying to connect to your local host via SSH, and then press enter. And if it gives this kind of response which says connection to host localhost port 22, connection refused, that means the OpenSSH server is not installed on your system. So you need to install it in order to allow the other operating system. For example, if you are working on your Windows operating system and you want to access this operating system, which is your Ubuntu operating system, via terminal using SSH, then you need to install this OpenSSH, right? So in order to install it, just write sudo apt-get install OpenSSH -server. Okay, and then press enter, and then give your Ubuntu's password, and then it's going to start installing this OpenSSH server. Just press Y to allow it to install. Now once this installation is complete, I'm going to clear my terminal, and to check whether OpenSSH server is running, we can just give this command sudo and then service SSH status, and then press enter. And if it gives this kind of response which says active running, that means OpenSSH server is running on your system. So press Q to quit, and then once again we are going to give this command SSH localhost, and then press enter. And you can see this time it allows us to connect to our own operating system via terminal. So this time just say yes, and then give your Ubuntu's password once again, and you are logged into your own operating system, which is your Ubuntu operating system. Now let's say if you want to change the default port on which SSH works, then you need to just change this port into a special file, which is, I'm going to show you where it is. So let me clear the terminal once again, and then just write this command, which is sudo gedit, which is a editor we are going to use, and then /etc ssh and then sshd_config, and then press enter, which is going to open this kind of file. So this is the configuration file of this SSH server. So if you want to change the port, just search for the port, which is here. You can see the default port is port 22. You can change it if you want to change it, and if you want to run this OpenSSH server on some different port, so the default port is 22. So now in this way you can log into this Ubuntu operating system from a different Linux or Unix or even Windows operating system using SSH client or SSH command. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and bye for now.